Near-death experiences are all scams. All scams. There is not a single near-death experience that is legit and genuine. And once you understand that, you will be baffled by how much human beings can just lie. A dead person, once their body has undergone rigor mortis. Some of you don't know what rigor mortis is. You understand death, right? There are some conditions, some visual observations on how you can identify a dead body.
There are 4 post-mortem signs that tell a great deal about time of death. These are physical, observable changes that occur in the body in the first 24 to 48 hours after the heart stops beating and the nervous system shuts down.
Once you understand that near-death experiences are not real, you will be flabbergasted by how human beings can lie and use emotions to make things seem like they are real, which are not.
First sign, pallor mortis. As the heart stops beating, the circulation of blood throughout the body decreases. The organs farther away from the heart, like the skin, stop receiving blood. This gives a corpse the pale, lifeless appearance that we associate with death.
Do you know why it's called a near-death experience? Because it is not a death experience.
This paleness, which appears 15 to 30 minutes after death, is called pallor mortis. It is one of the first identifiable signs of death. The second sign, Algor mortis. Humans are homeothermic, which means that we maintain a constant internal body temperature. This constant average temperature is maintained by balancing the heat produced in the body with the heat lost. The circulatory system is an important mechanism by which humans maintain an average internal temperature of 37 degrees Celsius. Without the heart beating, blood cannot distribute heat and regulate body temperature. This leads to the body temperature reaching equilibrium with the external temperature. If the temperature is less than 37 degrees Celsius outside in the first hour after death, then the temperature of the body will decrease by 2 degrees and then continue to decrease by 1 degree every hour. The third sign, rigor mortis. This sign is one of the most important signs when it comes to determining the time of death. Rigor mortis, which literally means stiff death, is the contraction of the muscles in the body after death. Before rigor mortis, all the muscles relax in a step called primary flaccidity.
There has never been a person who had a near-death experience who had already undergone rigor mortis. That's why I told you guys, educate yourself. If not, you're going to go around believing people's emotional dreams. If you had a dream and you saw Jesus, good for you. Nobody has to live their life based on some dream you had last night. That shit happened in your imagination.
This happens because, after death, brain activity decreases until it completely stops. Without the brain giving muscles a signal to contract, the muscles remain in a relaxed state. The first muscles to relax are those in the eyelids, fingers, and toes. Muscles stiffen up in rigor mortis because of cells being broken down by digestive enzymes. This cellular breakdown is a normal part of body decomposition and is called autolysis. Rigor mortis starts in the same order that primary flaccidity does, with the eyes and fingers, and slowly progresses to the rest of the body. Rigor mortis reaches its peak 12 hours post-mortem. After that, the muscles begin to relax in the same order that they began contraction. After rigor mortis comes a second cycle of relaxation, called secondary flaccidity. Forensic experts use this progression of muscle relaxation and stiffening to estimate the time of death.
It's called a near-death experience. A near-death experience and a death experience is not the same thing. So when a person tells you that they had a near-death experience and they went and saw Jesus, they are just telling you that they went into a deep sleep and had a dream. Because if it was an actual death experience, they would not call it near death. If I go near the water, but I never got in the water, how can I tell you the temperature of the water? If I went near the water, but I never touched the water, how can I tell you if the water is salty or if the water is fresh? Near-death experience. All scammers. All scammers. All scammers. They have been scamming you for generations. This is 2024, okay? Somebody should not be able to use their emotions and then tell you a story to the point where it defeats your critical thinking. Listen, no one should ever tell you a story so emotional that it makes you think irrationally. Rigor mortis is a confirmed sign that death has occurred. Once a dead body has begun to undergo rigor mortis, it cannot be resuscitated. Once a person dies, the first thing that happens is that your heart stops to beat. Your brain might still even have activity, but your heart is the first thing that stops beating. Now, what is the primary thing that the human heart does in the human body? It pumps. It provides pressure. So the human body is a pressurized system. That's why if you cut yourself, blood is flowing out because it's under pressure. So once the heart stops beating, there's no longer pressure in the system. So all motions within the system cease. You know what happens when blood is not flowing? It clots. You know what happens to the muscles? They stiffen. You know what happens to the bones? They jam. So when someone undergoes rigor mortis, your arm becomes like this. You cannot bend it. It becomes stiff. It becomes stuck. Right? You can visually see that the limbs, there's no relaxation in the limbs. You can see the tense. That's what rigor mortis is. Don't worry, in the future, of course, that's why it's called blood pressure. I know, right? It's called blood pressure for a reason. That is why I'm telling you today, it does not matter how emotional a near-death experience is. If you're a Christian, stop believing that nonsense. You are creating unnecessary anxieties in your life. You're inducing unnecessary fear upon your life. There's no God. You think God is so smart. He can't just come knock on your door and tell you that he's real. He has to make somebody to have a car accident and then almost die, then let them know to come and tell you. It looks to me like your God is doing everything possible to avoid you. It seems as though all these gods are doing everything humanly possible to avoid human beings. In fact, they only seem to like to talk to dead people. Very strange.